Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to this episode of the Daily Packers Post. Today, we break down day 3 of the 2025 NFL Draft from a Packers perspective. Don't forget, we have new videos dropping every day, Monday through Friday, so hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We're going in depth on the Packers every day of the week. Also, check out our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles about the Packers. So check it out today. Day 3 of the draft, the final day of the 2025 NFL Draft, being hosted by the Packers. And after going for offense on all 3 picks in the first 2 days of the draft, Brian Gutekunst emphasizes defense on the 3rd day. 4 of the 5 picks were on the defensive side of the ball. In the 4th round, they went with Baron Sorrell, an edge rusher out of Texas. He was actually at the draft, which was really exciting, and the fans were excited to see him. He's got good strength, primarily played defensive end at Texas, but also did take some snaps at outside linebacker, did well in both spots, so he has a little versatility, but he is an edge rusher first and foremost, had 6 sacks and 11 tackles for loss last year. Uses his hands well to get leverage, doesn't stop hustling. Fans are going to like that aspect of it. He maybe at times gets a little too aggressive, and that can get him out of position on running plays. He doesn't always hold his lane. That's something that coaching will have to correct, but he's technically sound, he's smart, and he should add some depth at defensive end in Jeff Hafley's 4-3 scheme. In the 5th round, another edge rusher in linebacker / defensive end, Colin Oliver from Oklahoma State. Now, Oliver's best season was actually back in 2021. He recorded 11.5 sacks that year and 15.5 tackles for loss. Last year, he had a foot injury. He only played 2 games, missed 10 as a result. So hopefully he bounces back. And, that is one reason he was still available in the 5th round. Now, he showed really good leadership. He was a 2-year captain at Oklahoma State, played both defensive end and outside linebacker there. He's always moving, always hustling, and his size and the style of play he has, blockers hold him a lot. He draws a lot of holding penalties. He's going to start out as a pass rush specialist, maybe come in as a rotational piece on obvious passing downs with the hope of eventually becoming a full-time player. Now, in the 6th round, the Packers finally addressed the interior defensive line. They took defensive tackle Warren Brinson, a 6'5", 315-pounder, and his forte is stopping the run. So Brinson probably going to be the guy they look to fill the TJ Slayton role now that Slayton has signed a free agent deal. He needs to be a little more consistent physically, even though he's smart and understands his assignments very well. But I like this fact about Brinson. He played more and more each year in college, seemed to be growing. He made 6 tackles for loss last year, despite missing a couple of games due to an ankle injury. And he's an outgoing personality, even hosts several podcasts. So you could try to look that up and learn a little bit more about Warren Brinson, the newest Packers defensive tackle. In the next round, the Packers finally address in round 7, cornerback. They took Micah Robinson of Tulane with their first of 2 7th-round picks. He ran a 4.4 240, which is really good, and you don't expect a 7th rounder to have that kind of speed, but one reason he lasted this long in the draft, he's just 5'10" and 183 pounds, spent 4 years at Furman, and then 2024 transferred over to Tulane, had 2 interceptions for the Green Wave in 2024, including one that he returned for a touchdown. And despite his small size, he is a willing tackler and will go in and do the dirty work against the run. You got to expect, though, He's fighting for a roster spot, a depth spot, and he'll have to contribute on special teams if he's going to make the roster as a rookie. Meanwhile, with the last pick of the draft this year for the Packers, they go back to the offensive side of the ball. They take offensive lineman John Williams out of Cincinnati. He's 6'4", 322 pounds. He started the last 2 years at left tackle for the Bearcats, and over those 2 years, only allowed 3 sacks. He has big hands, among the biggest hands of any offensive lineman in this draft, and his footwork is pretty good. But the thing about Williams, he's viewed as more of a finesse player than a strong mauler type of offensive lineman, and he needs to improve his consistency and his technique. Scouts aren't sure if he's better suited to be a tackle or a guard. They view him as a little bit of a tweener. So we'll see if he can earn a spot on either the roster or the practice squad as a rookie. So what are some of the things we learned? Well, Brian Gutekunst goes offense early. All of the first 3 rounds, first 3 picks go to offensive players, including 2 wide receivers. Now, remember, the Packers had not selected a wide receiver in the first round of the draft since 2002. And then they go out and not only do they pick a receiver in round 1, they double up at the position in round 3. Now, yeah, I know, that your 3rd round pick was not a traditional wide receiver, more of a weapon in the maybe Deebo Samuel kind of a mode where he'll line up as a running back, line up as a receiver. But still, 2 receivers in the first 3 rounds kind of makes you wonder, what is the future for Romeo Doubs and for Christian Watson at the wide receiver position? That was a little bit of a surprise. And then the Packers, we talked about entering the draft, the need to improve the pass rush from the front 4 and to address cornerback. They did not do that. They did not address the defensive line until day 3 and, didn't address neither the edge rush or the interior of the line. So that was a bit of a surprise. Another surprise, Jaire Alexander, guess what? He's still a Green Bay Packer. He was not traded. I think the chances of him staying in Green Bay go up now, although Green Bay can still really deal him at any point up until the start of training camp. I still think Gutekunst is going to look to move Alexander if he can, but realistically, the chances of Jaire Alexander staying in Green Bay, they went up. And the Packers also did not select a quarterback. We know Brian Gutekunst indicated last year he wanted to start drafting quarterbacks in the late rounds on a regular basis. Didn't have to be every year. Last year, they took Michael Pratt. Now, Malik Willis is the backup behind Jordan Love. He's entering the last year of his contract, so probably this means they didn't draft a quarterback this year, but next year, look for the Packers to draft a developmental quarterback to back up Jordan Love. It's just a question of who and in what round they're looking to do it. Let us know what you think of the Packers 2025 NFL Draft. Give us a grade on our Facebook page. We have a poll, so feel free to comment. Give us your grade. I think it's a solid B to B plus kind of a draft, but we'd love to hear from you, our viewers, as to what you think about the draft. Again, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and check out our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles about your favorite football team. I'm Gil Martin. Thanks for watching the Daily Packers Post. Have a great day. And of course, go Pack Go.